Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and we are streaming tomorrow. Simon will be hoping that we can get to the end of Hex Cells in one more stream, or at least the end of the kind of presented levels. Yeah, we'll see what we do after that. That's going to be good fun. So that'll be at 10 PM our time tomorrow, so an hour before this video normally goes up, although I will put up another video tomorrow anyway, and you can catch up with that after the stream. That's what we normally do. We like to keep 2 videos a day going. And of course, check out Patreon for Riff Clown's brilliant interactions, some fabulous line Sudoku. The reviews are off the scale. People are loving them, unsurprisingly. Do have a look on our Patreon, have a go at that. Just for your own enjoyment. If you finish by the 20th, you can enter in to be in with a chance of a prize anyway. And if you just want to get yourself a prize, there's our merchandise. There is Sven's SUDOKU PAD, and there are all of our apps, which include Killer Sudoku and Domino Sudoku. So check those out. They are brilliant puzzles generally. We would say that, but I genuinely mean it. They're just top class. So all the things associated with the channel still going on. Coming soon, the deluxe edition of our book, if you pledged for that on the Kickstarter of the Fog of War book, that is. And we're looking forward to that. So let's have a look at this puzzle. This came in from Blobs, who is a very reliable, excellent constructor of variant Sudoku. I think Blobs did a whole set of puzzles themed on numbers in killer cages. And I think we've done 1 or 2 of them on the channel before. I'm 23 and 11 are kind of knocking around in my head as numbers that might have featured. Today we have 17, and if you look at all the totals of the killer cages, you'll see that they share a certain uniformity. And then if you put together these given digits, you get the same number again. And then if you look at the blue cages highlighted, you see the same number again in numerals. Brilliant stuff by Blobs. Whatever the puzzle plays like, it's just a glorious setup. Well, this is embarrassing. I've had to cut myself in to do the rules of the puzzle, which I apparently left out originally. So it's very simple, actually. The normal Sudoku rules apply. So in each row, each column, and every 3x3 box, the digits 1 to 9 appear. Digits in cages, sum to the small clue in the top left corner. So those ones add to 17, and digits don't repeat in cages. So those are all different digits in that cage, for instance. And finally, digits separated by a white dot differ by 1. So they are consecutive digits, and not all such dots are necessarily shown. Those are the rules of the puzzle. Back to me solving it earlier. I only noticed this on the edit, sorry. Don't know how hard it's going to be, but you can give it a try on the link under the video. You could check the video length if you want to try and assess how hard it's going to be. I am going to start now. Let's get cracking. We've got some 2-cell cages, 2 of them, so I can stick 9 and 8 in those without fear or favour. That must be right. There's quite a lot of 5-cell cages, all the blue ones, and 2 more. Now, I think there are only 2 ways to make up a 5-cell cage. If you add 1, 2, and 3, that's 6. And then there's 11 more, which can either be 4, 7 or 5, 6. And those must be the only 2 ways to make them up. So every time we see a 5-cell cage, there's a 1, 2, 3 in it. And there's no 8 or 9 in it. Ah, look, we've got this cage must have 1, 2, 3 in. So this cage, which must also have 1, 2, 3 in, can't also have them in column 8. So that is a 1, 2, 3 set. Then this pair is the kind of rump that adds up to 11, either 4, 7 or 5, 6. Now, I think that thing about no 8 or 9 is very significant in those 2 columns, because those cells I've highlighted cannot contain 8 or 9 by virtue of the 5-cell makeup possibilities. So 8 and 9 form an X-wing, a big old X-wing in those columns. Is it time to colour? Yeah, it is time now, given that X-wing, to colour blue the cells where 8 and 9 cannot go in this puzzle. I choose blue because Blobs has already done 4 of the cages for us. So every other cell in row 1 and 9 can't be 8 or 9. In column, don't include that one, in column 5 and column 7, and in box 5 and box 6, none of these can be 8 or 9. So nothing blue can be 8 or 9. Oh, nothing in that cage or in this cage can be 8 or 9. So look at that, bingo. We've got 8 and 9 fixed in column 6, box 8, box 1, row 4. That does column 2, they go blue. That does box 4, look at that. 8 and 9s just fall out of this puzzle like manna from the sky. And now it's time to colour them. Red and yellow. Red, yellow, red, yellow. Red lorry, yellow lorry. Red lorry, yellow lorry. Oh, that one we don't know. That's red. That's yellow. So one of these is yellow. Oh, that's annoying. We can't finish off that colouring as far as I can see. Yellow in one of those, red in one of those, yellow. No, I don't know. I don't know which these are. I don't know what that is. And I don't know what colour the one here is. That's annoying. That's really messed up my colouring. Can I rule on whether there is an 8 or a 9 in this 4-cell 17 cage, which is a bit of an outlier? Is it the only 4-cell one in the puzzle? I think it is. No. I'll tell you what, something I know about 3-cell 17 cages, which I learned the really hard way. What was it? I was doing a Japanese sums puzzle in which there were, the only given clues were 17s. And I learnt it got drummed into my psyche that there's only one way to make up 17 in 3 cells without 9 and 8. And that is 764. And look, we've got a cage where this is clearly 764. Ah, bingo. This cage is not 764. And this always applies whenever you find 2 3-cell cages that share 4 cells in a column, or row in this case. They cannot be made up with the same 3 digits because you can't put 4, 6 and 7 into 4 cells in this row. So therefore, that is not a blue cell, or this would have to be a 4, 6, 7 cage, and row 9 would be broken. So that is a coloured red or yellow cell, and it can't be yellow, it is red. That's interesting. That's a very interesting way to resolve that. This is now, well, it is an 8 or a 9, and it can't be red, so that is definitely yellow, and that's blue. And there we go. No, we don't. Yes, we do. We get colours for these. We get colours for this one. So these aren't red. So we get this resolved. Yes, we've got them all resolved. Brilliant. That one's definitely red. Those 2 are definitely not coloured, and that's definitely yellow. And now we know where all the 8 9s go. And we did get one into this 17 cage. This 4, sorry, they're all 17 cages. This 4-cell cage. And now we've got several 3-cell cages with an 8 or a 9 in. The trouble is they could be made up in all sorts of ways. So I'm going to have to go back to thinking about these 1s, 2s and 3s. Yes. Yes, here's a lovely thought. That cage has a 1, 2 and 3 in, and that cage has a 1, 2 and 3 in. How many 1s, 2s and 3s are we talking about between those 2? 2 of each. And that is going to use up all the 1s, 2s and 3s for boxes 1 and 4. So this cell is not a 1, 2 or a 3. These two are also not 1, 2 or 3. They can't be 8 or 9. These, yeah, we need 1, 2 and 3 once in that group and once in this group. And there they are. That is a trio. So everything else in the row is 4, 5, 6 or 7. This one is a remaining 4, 5, 6 or 7. I know this is quite a bit of pencil marking, but I think it might be worth doing. I can see a couple of instances where the secret might help. Now, there is a secret that we share only with our favourite people, but you qualify today. And that is that every row and every box, and indeed every column, in a Sudoku adds up to the same number. And we know the answer. It's always 45, because by rule, they're always 1 to 9. Now, this column adds up to 45, but we know that this group of cells adds up to 8 and 9 plus 17 equals 68. No, it equals 51. It's 3 lots of 17. It equals 51. Subtract the central column of 45, and these other cells add up to 6. Now, that's either a 1, 2, 3 triple. It can't be 2, 2, 2. So the only alternative would be 1, 1, 4. And that would require the 2 1s to be there. And that's impossible because of this. So I think this is a 1, 2, 3 triple. That is 2 or 3. And that is 1, 2 or 3. I'm just going to mark those cells as a 1, 2, 3 triple that I need to resolve. This cage needs 1 more low digit, and this one needs 1 more low one. This one gets 2 more low ones, and this one is not low. Oh, and this box, I did notice this. This box adds up to 3 lots of 17 and a 7 is 58. Subtract the 45 in the middle box. We've got 13. So you've got 9 or 8 there. These two add up to 4 or 5. Oh, they must have a 1 in because this cage needs a 1 and it's not in the central box. So it's either a 1, 4 or a 1, 3 pair, depending on whether that's 8 or 9. Now, I don't know what that means for this cage. It's got a 2. Okay, it means that there is a 2 in the central box. It's either 1... Oh, it's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, because there's nowhere to put a 7 in it. So it's 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. This is going to sort the whole thing out. So that is a 1, 3 pair. This is a 2, 5, 6 triple. Brilliant. This is now a 3, 4 pair. And if we add up this cage, that equals 8, and yellow equals 9, and we have deduced yellow and red. I'm going to go from having entered no digits in this puzzle to having entered 18 in the next 3 seconds. There we go. Brilliant. 9s and 8s all done. I think I can get rid of all the red, blue and yellow colouring now because it's served its full purpose. Beautifully, if I may say so. Thank you, red, yellow and blue and blobs. Right, now, what have we learnt? We've learnt a 3, 4 pair makes that a 2. That makes these other greens a 3, 1 pair. And I can take out the green, which has now served its purpose. We've got 5, 6 and 7 to complete column 4. This pair adds up to 9. Well, they're going to use the 4th one of 4, 5, 6 or 7. Okay, put it the other way. They can use a maximum of 1 low digit. So these are from 1, 2, 3. This pair adds up to 8. And this pair adds up to 9. Which of these, maybe that's more helpful. Maybe it's not. Could be a 4, 5 pair there. No, hang on. I don't know if 2's in that pair. I was wondering how many low digits were in this column. That's not a 2. So we've got a 1, 3 pair here. These are from 4, 5, 6, 7. Still not really resolving my questions about where all the low digits go. This can't have a 1 as its low digit because it would need another 8. So it's either a 2, 7 or a 3, 6 pair. It looks from the pencil marking as if the only place in this column for a 5 is there. 5 can't be here because it would be a 5, 4 pair. That would be 6, 7, and that cell couldn't be completed. Okay, that's fair enough. 5 can't be in this cage because it's definitely 7, 6, 4. We need 3 of 1, 2, 3. This is 5. That's quite a complex deduction, but it's nice. This is a 6, 7 pair, and that is not 6 or 7. These don't have a 5 in. 5 is in one of those two. No, I don't know that. Can that be a 5? 9, 5, 3. Right, here is another set of secret calculations. So, what does this red area add up to? We've got a 17 cage there, and 1 there, and 1 there, and 1 there. That's 4 of them. That is 68. Plus 9 and 7 is 77, 84. Plus 1, 2, 3 takes us to 90. So, the whole area that I highlighted, which was this area, adds up to 90 plus the 2 remaining red cells. Now, it's also true to say that the whole area adds up to 90 plus the 2 cells in column 5, because each of column 6 and 7 add up to 45, so their total is 90. Therefore, the total of the 2 red cells is the same as the total of these, and we know it must be 8 from the cage. So these 2 cells add up to 8, which doesn't quite resolve them, but nearly does. That one, oops, is 2 or 3, and this one is 5 or 6. And I'm going to mark them as red. They add up to 8 as well. Now, they don't have to be the same digits as there, but that colouring might remind me why I cared about those cells. Now, these add up to 9. If they were 4, 5, that's 6, 7, and that is a low digit. If they were 6, 3, that's a 1, that's a 2, that's 4, 7, that's 5. Yeah, there's too many possibilities. I haven't used the white dots. Don't really know how I can. I suppose this can't be a 1. Oh, and that can't be a 1. So 1 in the cage is in one of those cells and not there. So there's a 1 in this cage as well, which is now in one of those 2. So there's also a 1 in one of those 2 cells. That can't be a 1 because of the 1, 3 pair. They can't be 1. So 1 in this cage is in one of those 2. Oh, there's still more work to do here. Oh, a bit stuck now. Okay, I'm sort of beginning to wonder, where does 7 go in this row? It's quite an interesting question, because it's either on this white dot with a 6, or it's in this cage with a 1 and fixing the rest of the cage as 2, 3, 4. It doesn't get answered, that question. Not for me. Not at the moment. Now, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 by virtue of its cage. Its box, I'm so sorry. That is a huge number of possibles, but it does reduce the possibles. It can't be a 4 because they would both have to be 4 in red. So it's 5, 3, 2 or 1, making this 3, 5, 6 or 7. What do I know about this column? They add up to 8, 9 to 9. 2, 7, 6, 4, 1, 3. That would be a 5 if it was 2, 7 here. If it was 3, 6, that would be a 5 again. That's interesting. But if it was 5, 4, that would be a 3. This can only be a 3 or a 5 by virtue of the possibilities here. Wow. So this has become a 3-5 pair for definite now. That's so strange. But it's really, really good because that is an X-wing on 3s. That is going to use up the 3s in these columns. And they can't have a 3 in. And that is now a 3. And the reds have to add up to 8. And there we go. 3, 5, 3, 5. I can certainly get rid of the red colouring now. And in fact, I suspect I may be able to finish the puzzle now. We will see. 4 there in that cage makes it a 7 in the rest of the cage. This must be resolved. It can't go 8, 6, 3, so it does go 8, 5, 4. That's a 4. That fits with that column. Looking good. Looking good. 1, 3, 1, 2. This one can't have a 5 in. Okay. The 1 in this cage must be here. The other digits are 2, 3, 5 and 6. I'm not going to mark them because I think I've got a lot of Sudoku I can do otherwise. 2, 8. These are from 4, 6, 7. These don't have a 4 in. 1, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5. That is a 4. These are from 2, 3, 5. 6 is in one of those. Did I say I wasn't going to mark that? I am. But I've got all sorts of things across the bottom. Those can't be 4s. That has become a 1. Oh, well, I can tell these two add up to 9 in the bottom row, but it doesn't help. We've got a 6, 7 pair here. So that is from 1, 3 or 5. That's not 3. 8, 3, 1, 9. I don't know, there is a 4 somewhere here. Ah, that can't be 1 or 3, but this cage needs 2, 1 and 3 in it. So that is a 1, 3 pair. That's 5, that's 2, that's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spot. Light losing its religion. I can't finish that at all. But now we can take 3 out of that. 8, 2 and 7 seems to add up to the right number. 6, 7, 6, 7. Okay. 4, 5, 6 here. This pair adds up to 11. So that's not 4. Oh, there still seems to be work to do. That was a 1, 3 pair. So that's not a 1. There we go. I could have actually done that ages ago. That's a 1. There's no 3 there. So one of those two is a 3. 8, 9. Okay, let's look along the row. Doesn't help. 2, 3, 5 and 6. Right, this row with the white dots in. That must help now. So 1, 8, 9. Where does 7 go now? It could still go here. Or it's there. 7, 6, 2, 8, 3, 4, 5. So if 7 is there, this is a 5. Otherwise, 7 is sitting in this cell. So that is now 5 or 7. Ah, that's very interesting, because that means the other middly digit here from 4, 5, 6 or 7 is even, and that's sitting here and has to be a 6. Because the pairs that go with 1, 2, 3 are either 4, 7, even and odd, or 6, 5, even and odd. So that becomes a 6 by a sort of beautiful parity deduction. That is really elegant. Blobs has done it again. I mean, whatever you say, this is just elegance all the way through. So 6 there, that's not a 6. That's Neither of these are 5s, and they have to add up to 11. That is a 7-4 pair. 5, 6. I wonder if I could have used that parity stuff often and elsewhere. I don't know, because I've only just thought of it now, and I feel a bit, whoa, should have got that quicker. Those are from 2, 3, 6. That can't be 6 on the dot, so that's a 6. 3, 6. Oh no, I was going to say we do get a 7 out here. We do get a 7, that's true. It's the only place left for it. 2 and 5 are resolved. 2 and 6, 3 and 4 on the white dot, 3, that looks good. 2 there, 3 there. 1, 2, 7, 4, 7, 2, 3 and 1. What a lovely puzzle. That is so elegant. Super puzzle. Only been solved 20 times in nearly a year since it was created. Such a shame. I hope it gets many more solves today. Thank you, Blobs. Lovely puzzle. And we will see you guys tomorrow. Blobs turned up in the chat on the stream last week, so maybe we'll do again. And I hope to see many of you there. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.